Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of CCWTX Chats. We have a special guest, Renee, with us today. As you guys know, this month we are highlighting women in leadership. So, Renee, thank you so much for being here with us today. If you want to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Renee Earles. I'm the President CEO of the Odessa Chamber of Commerce. And I just appreciate, first of all, the series that you all are doing. And thank you for the opportunity for me to visit with you a bit.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. So we'll get started. You kind of said your title, but can you tell us a little bit about what your job entails? What does a day look like for you, Renee?
Sure. Well, a lot of people wonder, what is a Chamber of Commerce? And almost every community across America has a Chamber of Commerce. Our particular Chamber of Commerce focuses on economic development, bringing businesses in and creating jobs, tourism, which allows us to promote the community and let people out of Odessa know what we have here to offer. They may be coming to visit a friend, staying in a hotel, they may be coming for work, or they may be looking for a destination to come for the weekend, and check out some of our attractions. And then the third leg of what we call our stool, our three-legged stool, the other part of that is membership. So we have more than 730 members who are businesses that pay a membership fee for the chamber, and we provide advocacy on their behalf. We provide collaboration. We get people together to talk about different efforts and projects. We also have events that we sponsor. We honor a Citizen of the Year each year. We honor Entrepreneurs of the Year. So we are advocates for Odessa. So I basically sell Odessa all day long. And it's, I think it's probably the best job you can have.
That's awesome. And I like that, just advocates for Odessa. I think that like sums it up so well. And
Yeah.
You're right about a lot of people maybe not knowing what the chamber does, or not realizing that almost, every city has a chamber, and it's such a crucial part, to bringing things into our city. So that's amazing.
We are in our 86th year. And, not only do we promote Odessa and advocate on behalf of our community to the outside world, if you will, but we also, we have our own residents and citizens that we need to advocate to and remind them of all the wonderful opportunities that our community provides.
Definitely. Awesome. So, with your journey to get where you are today, as a woman, have you ever faced any sort of barriers to getting where you are today? Or what is your perspective on being a woman in leadership?
Well, I have to say that through my journey of my career, I've had several different types of positions, and it's allowed me to see the cultures in different companies and organizations. Mm-hmm. And as a woman, you have a lot to do. You wear a lot of hats. I am, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I, through my career, I'm I provide leadership for our chamber, and that's a lot to carry on. And through different seasons in our life, it's sometimes, we have a little bit more time and it's easier, and then other times you're balancing and juggling a lot of balls. So I would say that, through the years, I've seen that women really do. You can, it's hard to have it all, but you can, and it's tough. We're taking care of a household, we're taking care of children, we're taking care of our work, and it's exhausting. And, I often say that, I need a keeper, or I need a helper, or I need a wife to help me take care of all these things. But I also think, that women have come so far, and it's amazing that, we do have in our community alone, we have a lot of female leaders and strong women who I just love to sit around the table with and hear about their struggles, but hear about how they've overcome so much. And, we share a special bond, and I think there's so many opportunities in our community, regardless of male or female, that Odessa really offers for people to get involved if they want to be a part of a solution.
And I think it's great, definitely, hearing other people's stories, like you said, And everybody's struggles are so unique to themselves. And it also brings, a sense of camaraderie, just listening to other people and being like, wow, okay, other people also struggle with this, have struggled with it, or currently are struggling. Life is hard and juggling things is hard, like you said. So nobody is perfect. We're constantly trying to figure it out,
Absolutely. Well, and we've seen that just in the last couple of months where moms and dads had to stay home with their children because they were, in virtual learning, and they were also having to struggle and juggle with the job and the stress of just having something that none of us have ever experienced. And, we're still in the middle of that, but kind of on the other side of it. I mean, school ended for the summer, so now parents don't have to, they became teachers overnight. And we're kind of able to catch our breath and I think take pride in, wow, we survived that piece of it. So let's build on that. And as school, comes back in August, whatever that looks like, know that, we got through that and we're better because of it. And I think that's also what West Texas is all about. We're a very strong community and we have a lot of grit, and bring it on, I guess, is kind of our motto, because we're going to get through it.
Yeah. And you're right about, I don't have kids myself, but I have some coworkers who do. And instead of having them in front of the computer now, they can have them outside all day, doing something else all day, which is nice, a nice relief for parents. Yeah. So my next question for you would be, what advice could you give your younger self, your middle school age self, on just life in general?
I think, self-respect is so important. And there's so much peer pressure, and there's so much, for kids today to have to fit in. And you know what? We all bring unique gifts, and we should be proud of those gifts. Find something you're really good at and develop that, and have passion. Have passion for what you do, because you have to be happy. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're doing or how much money you're making or checking off boxes. The most important thing is just to be happy, whatever brings you joy. And I also, as a woman, I want to say, be bold. Don't be afraid to say something, or to have an idea, or to think, well, I don't want to be embarrassed because somebody might think, that's not a good idea. Again, that's the gift that we all have. And I think it would be, if I look at my 12-year-old self, I just wish I and I found this probably as an adult, to be bold and to have self-awareness and self-respect for what I bring to the table, and be proud of that and build on that.
I love that. That is such great advice. For our youth in the community. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. So my next question is, who inspired you most in your life?
I have been blessed with so many wonderful mentors and people who have helped me along the way. And, we often think of teachers. I had some incredible teachers that helped me really realize some of my gifts, and build on that. But after I think about all of the people in my life who have made such an impact, and again, I'm very blessed, but it has to be my parents. I mean, I'm blessed to still have my 85-year-old parents live here in Odessa, just, a couple of blocks from where I grew up and where I live now. And they have taught me the work ethic that I have. They have taught me the compassion for others. They have taught me to be responsible and accountable, and to be a good, kind person. And I often have people comment to me, oh, you have the greatest parents, and they're so wonderful. And they are. They're wonderful people, and they've taught me that, never forget where you started, always be appreciative, that nothing is given to you, you worked for it, and they've been my biggest cheerleaders. So they definitely have, I'm so blessed to still have them with me and teach me something every day.
That is awesome, to have that kind of person in your life that is teaching you those lessons, but also encouraging you along the way and reminding you you can do it.
And keeping you accountable still to
Yes.
this day. You know, if there's something you don't do right, you're going to let me know about it. And, you know, sometimes we all need to be, you know, we need to be checked sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And people need to, you know, we need those around us who are going to be honest with us as well when we need it.
That is awesome. Yeah. So my next question is kind of like opposite of that. Has there ever been like somebody in your life that's told you, you know, you can't do it or you're not going to be successful? Maybe, you know, a family member or a teacher or somebody. And how did you react to that?
You know, probably I'm growing up, and I grew up here. You know, I'm a product of the Ector County Independent School District and very proud of that. You know, where you have those teachers who are inspiring and really lift you up. Let's be real. There's all those also sometimes teachers who, you know, probably maybe didn't see the gift in you or didn't believe in you or didn't like you. I mean, we all have people that, you know, sometimes if they don't like you, they just don't see the positive things in you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't think of one in particular, but I do believe that I think any of us, if we're told, you know, for myself at least, if I'm told I can't do something, well, that just gives me all the more reason to prove that I can. And, you know, I think I'm pretty driven in that way. And if I set my mind to it, I analyze a lot, I think about it, but you know, if I come up against an obstacle or if somebody tells me, you know, I kind of doubt that, or I'm really not questioning, you know, that you can pull that off, well, that's probably going to drive me a little bit more to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you want to just, you know, I have to check myself and maybe respond a little differently because you want to say, well, wait a minute, I'll show you.
Yeah.
But, you know, you have to also remind to be kind and just think, you know, karma takes care of a lot of things and it works out and you end up being successful along the way and whatever it was that they told you you couldn't do, and you're better for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes we all need to be challenged.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, right? That negativity just, you know, kind of being a challenge and something that you focus on, you know, yourself. Don't think about that negativity, but show them that that's not going to stop you.
Absolutely.
That's great. So, Renee, this has been so great. I have one last question for you. What, if any, piece of advice that you would give our young girls here in our community in Odessa?
I think Odessa in particular is a wonderful community where anyone can be involved if they want to be a part of something. You know, we have so many opportunities out here where if a person's willing to get involved and be part of the solution, we welcome that. So I would say, you know, for my advice is, again, be bold, be willing to roll your sleeves up, never forget where you started. I really feel strongly about, you know, never ask someone to do something that you're not going to do yourself. You know, be a part of the solution and get out there and work alongside. We all get so much more out of helping. You know, it's almost selfish. When you help someone or you do something good for other people, it makes you feel great. And Odessa is a wonderful community that offers opportunities for young people and anyone to get involved and be part of a great movement and help others out and just be, you know, at a time when there's so many bad things out there, you know, let's just all be kind and respectful to each other, and that gets us a lot further down the road than not.
Definitely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for that piece of advice, Renee. And thank you for being here with me on CCWTX Chats. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And again, appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you. So guys, this wraps up our CCWTX Chats. Go ahead and like and subscribe this video on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Renee. Have a good one.
Thank you.